This is my custom radio controlled Jeep Cherokee, which I've recently taken out for its first drive, and that's when I encountered some slight issues about this car, which I'm going to improve today. But I'm also going to add some cool cosmetic details to make this car even cooler. So for those of you who don't know, this car, even though it looks really cool, is really heavy. Especially this body is made from a really thick plastic, which makes it really heavy. And on the roof, this roof tent, it's an actual functioning roof tent, but that makes it also pretty heavy. And all this heavy weight is on top of the car, which makes it really top heavy and makes it very easy to tip over when you're going on side hills and kind of stuff. So that's one thing I'm going to improve today. And one of the other things, the way this body is mounted is with magnets. As you can maybe see in there, it's not a great angle to show you, but these magnets, when you roll this thing over, which happens quite often with this heavy weight on top, the magnets, they can break off and just the body comes off from the car very easily. So I'm also going to try to figure out a different mechanism to mount this body, because magnets, even though it looks really cool and it's really easy to mount, it's not ideal. So the first thing I'm going to work on is to go and try to make this car tip over less easily. And one of the ways to do that is to add weight down low on the car. But since this chassis, which this car is built on, is not your main brand chassis from like the Traxxas TRX4 or Axial SCX10, this is an RGT EX 86110, which you don't see all that often. There are not a lot of upgrades out there for like heavy axle housings or that kind of thing. So the only thing I could think of to add weight low down on the car is by adding it to these wheels, because these wheels are actually from Injora. I put some different wheels on there. So I've got myself a lot of these heavy brass weights from Injora as well to add to these wheels. And these parts, they go inside of the middle part of the rim, and then you have these heavy brass rings, they go inside of the tire where the wheel clamps onto the tire. And hopefully all this extra weight is going to make sure the car stays more planted onto the ground. So let's go and add these to the wheels. Right, time to go modify the wheels. I'm going to do one on camera to show you, and then the other ones I'll do off camera. And I will start off by putting in these rings. So we gotta take the entire wheel apart. Alright, so I'm lazy, so instead of using this screwdriver and doing everything by hand, I will just use this electric screwdriver. Just a little easier, since we have to take out a lot of screws. I really like the look of all these little screws in there, but it's a pain in the butt if you have to take them apart. Alright, so that's one part. Now the other side. This one I will do by hand because it's just 6 screws. It's not too bad, and otherwise I have to swap out tips and yeah. Alright, there we have it. And we can take this part out. The main part of the wheels comes out. And then we have this inner ring, which we're going to replace with a heavier version. So this one's made of aluminium. This one's made of brass. Should be a lot heavier and give us better performance. So let's open this up. Yeah, feeling that side by side, this is significantly heavier. I don't know how much it exactly is, but I'd say that's probably about twice as heavy, if not more. So that's pretty good. Now let's reassemble this wheel. Right, so there we have it. I can already feel this wheel is quite a bit heavier. Now we got another modification that goes in here. Those are these weights. So let's open these up. Yeah, that's one heavy piece of metal. So now we gotta take this wheel hex out, because this one sits in between there. So let's take that out. Alright, there it is. And then this one sits inside there. So not only is this part going to make the wheel heavier, it's going to make it sit slightly more outwards of the car, which makes the car overall a little bit wider, which should hopefully help a little bit with stability as well. So this one sits in there. And this one sits in there again. And now we gotta somehow line up all the holes. Right, there it is. I think it looks pretty cool with the disc brake look on there. I like it. And the main goal to make this wheel heavier, we definitely achieved that. I think we made this wheel about 100 grams heavier. And remember, we're going to do this to the other 3 wheels as well. So the car will become 400 grams heavier on the low end. So I think that's pretty good. So let's do this to the other 3 wheels and put them back on the car and see what a difference it makes. Now I've got one more thing to hopefully help with this car tipping over less. And that's to change out at least the rear springs for slightly stiffer ones. I don't think I will do that to the front because most of the weight is in the back. So the front won't really need that too much. Or then the handling will be way different in the front compared to the rear. So I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to put some slightly stiffer springs in the back. And hopefully that will help a little bit as well. Alright, I got these new springs on there. It's getting later in the day, so the lighting is not so great anymore, but that's not a big deal. So the springs I've now got are these ones. They're Traxxas springs. The springs I used before were Traxxas springs as well. These are slightly longer, slightly stiffer, but that will be good for in the back, I think. At least it feels good, just feeling it like this. So that's great. Now there's one more thing I was going to do to increase, not necessarily performance, but I wanted to make different body mounts because these magnets aren't great. But for that I need something I currently don't have. So we're going to work on some cosmetics right now first. Alright, so for the cosmetic upgrades I've got two things. First one is this, an antenna. I want to put that here on the back, on the rear bumper. I think it's just a fun little moving thing. It gives some more life to the car with an antenna wobbling around when you're driving. I think that's just a cool element to give some more life to the build. And then I've also got this, which is a light bar from Injora. The antenna is from Injora as well, by the way. But this is a light bar for on the roof. And as I explained in, I think, the second part of building this Jeep, I explained why I put this roof stand not all the way at the front, but I'd leave a little space so I can put a light bar if I wanted it to. So here it is. But I think I will start off with the antenna first, because that will be quite easy. Alright, so the antenna I'm going to put here at the rear bumper. I've marked out the spot where I want to make the hole for the screw. Right, there we have the hole. Now let's hope it's gonna work. Alright, there we have it. The antenna is on the rear bumper of the car. Right now it just looks like an antenna. It's not all that interesting, but I'm hoping that when the car's driving outside on off-road terrain, the antenna will be wobbling all over the place and it will just give that extra bit of life to the car. So that's what I want out of it. And next up is going to be this light bar. Alright, got some screws and mounting brackets thingies, and then the light bar itself. It's actually, this casing is actually actual metal. I thought it would be plastic, but these side caps are plastic, but the main bit of it is metal. I didn't expect that. And it comes with a control module thing, which I also didn't expect. I thought it would just be positive and negative and that you need to put some kind of control thingy in between yourself, but it's already on there, so that's pretty good. I like that. So I'm going to wire it up first to see if it actually works, and then it's time to go and put it on the car. But by the looks of it, that should be pretty easy. Alright, so before I can mount it onto the body, I obviously need to put the mounting brackets on first. Alright, there it is. Let's grab the body, which I've got here already, as you've seen. Yeah, I think I'll put it somewhere like here. Not all the way at the front, it doesn't look quite right. Right there, I think. I've got the holes in right now. Now it's time to put the body upside down. Take the interior out to be able to mount the light bar properly on top of the roof. Okay, yeah, well, I've got the interior unscrewed, but I can't really take it out because all the other lights are connected up to this interior. So putting this light bar on and mounting it is going to be a real struggle to film it all. So I think I will just do it off camera and show you the final result. And again, I will have to cut this wire and resolder it after mounting it, because otherwise I can't feed this wire through the roof of the car neatly. Alright, here it is, and as you can see by the better lighting right now, it's a new day, but the light bar is on the roof, and from the outside it looks really good, I think. And you can barely even see where the wire is. It goes through there, but you can barely even see that. So I think that's pretty cool. From the inside it's not that great. I had the wire put nicely in there, but it's kind of fallen out, so I might have to re-stick that in there somehow. But yeah, I'll do that later. So yeah, let's give a quick demonstration right now. So I've got my radio. I've got it wired up to channel 4. Well, the button channel 4 at least. So let's press the button. And there it is. It's really bright, so I'm looking through the camera myself to not blind myself. And then we press it another time. You get this weird dancing mode thing, kind of trippy. And then the last mode is this. That's extremely trippy. So I'm probably only going to use the first mode. But yeah, I think that's really cool to be able to control it from the radio as well. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Now there are two more things I want to do in this video. First of all is going to re-glue this mirror. That's not going to be that exciting. I'm just going to do it off camera. And I'm going to make a different body mounting system. So how am I going to mount that body onto this car? Well, currently it's mounted with these magnets. But as I said, they are not strong enough and I want something differently. So what I think I'm going to do is use the standard body posts, but like in kind of the other way around as they used to be. If I like take one of these, they go into here and then you can screw them down on a point where they sit at the right height for your body. And then obviously this top part goes through your body and you put a body clip on top of the body. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this top piece off so I have a flat circle. I'm going to glue that inside of the body and then you can put the body on and it goes through here and then you can put a body clip underneath here. So it's kind of a reverse body post system. So I'm going to prepare for that by taking off all the top bits from all of the body posts so I can glue them inside of the body, and then that should be pretty much it. Alright, there we have it. The body posts are glued in place and it sits on the car very nicely, but let's take it off to see what it looks like underneath. Alright, here we have it with the body post glued in place. It doesn't look very pretty, it's pretty messy actually, but the first time I glued it in I almost pulled everything off again, so I had to re-glue it and that's why it looks not that clean, but it's okay. And I cut all the body posts to the right size, and I've done this just to make sure the fitment is nicer and easier, because when you need to put a whole long post through that hole, it's easier to break stuff off. Instead I made it the right length, so it's just only a little piece sticking out, just enough for a body clip, and yeah, like this it works perfectly. So now it's gonna be time to take it out for a drive and see if the upgrades we made actually work out in the real world as well. Alright, here I am in the forest and I'm just going to drive the car around and hope to find some cool spots to challenge this car and see if our upgrades actually made a difference in real world driving. Let's just start off easy. It should be really easy. Pretty steep incline, but should be pretty easy for it. No problem at all. That was a lot steeper actually. Alright, let's see if we can get onto that. With a bit of power, we can. Now, can we also get back up? It's pretty slippery actually. I believe I can do this with a T-Rex 4, so, but that's obviously more performance oriented compared to this. Nope, no chance. Let's see if we can somehow make it up this bit, like there and up there, maybe. It's going to be really hard. There's a lot of these leaves as well, and that makes it really slippery. Oh wow. We're almost doing it. Look, but we got a secret trick. You see that piece right there? We got a winch. We can winch ourselves up. Alright, yes, there we are. Easy. Easy peasy. I gotta say it's pretty hard to drive and winch at the same time, but for the car it was easy. Let's see if we can get up that bit. It's pretty high step up. Oh wow, that was easy. But I didn't really take it on the steep bit, so gotta do it again. Oh crap! No! Alright, I knew that was gonna happen. That only lasted 10 minutes. Yep, it's broken off. Great. Well, at least I got it on camera. Well, the damage isn't that bad. Only that side has come loose. This one's still on there, and the rear one's also fine, I think. There's a little more play because it's mounted to the interior, which is softer plastic, so it can move around a bit. And we scratched this paint a little bit, and one screw in this wheel arch thing pulled through. But that's pretty much it, so it's not too bad. Oh well. Yeah, this is a pretty steep bit, but now it's a fun challenge to try and get up there. But first we need to get down. Looks so sad with the mirror missing. Oh well. Alright, let's see. Let's get in position to film this. This could also go horribly wrong. I'm already in the wrong position, really. There's nothing to put a winch on there either. Those leaves are just so slippery. No, our axle gets hung up on there. The TRX4 with the Porto axles can get up here, but it's still a big challenge. So this thing's never going to do this. Dang, this thing looks so good. that's going to be it. But what did the upgrades do? Well, the cosmetic upgrades, obviously they look good. I love how this car looks. It's amazing. I love it. But performance wise, not the biggest increase. It's a slight increase maybe, but it's not that big. But hey, that's not what the car is about. It's about the scale, looks, and the car has to look good, and that's what it does. It looks amazing. I love it. And yeah, now I just have to fix it up, and we can drive a lot more with it. So if you like this video, give it a like. If you want to see more of this car, you gotta subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Yo.